Hi, welcome to Mystic Moons. Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning. I hope everyone is ready for the holidays, in good spirits, happy, warm in this winter night, winter day. Yes, it's cold up in the mountains, very, very cold. Very, very cold. In fact, it's too cold. But however, let's warm ourselves up with some juicy gossip. Now, so everybody buckle up. You got the fireplace going, candles, the heat on. Or if you're in a nice place that doesn't need any heat or candles, welcome. All are welcome to take this trip. We're going to get on our celebrity wagon. We're going to a celebrity planet. We're going to the planet of Adriana Grande. Now, Ariana Grande. Excuse me, Ariana. Excuse me, I mispronounced your name. Excuse me. I would just call it the winter cold, the winter chill. Now, we're going to find out. There's been a lot of talk about Ariana. First of all, a lot of people assume she's Hispanic. She's not. And a couple of remarks have been rather stupid in terms of stupid things. But first of all, to set the record straight, she's Italian, who recently found out that she is Greek, has lots of Greek in her, and she's also North African. But of course, we all know that because she's a Siciliano. And Sicilianos have had periods in which the northern part of Italy was conquered by the North Africans. So I'm sure, like a lot of Sicilianos, are North Africans as well. However, that's not important right now. Right now, we're going to get on. Let's just clear our heads and find out more about Ariana. Now, everybody get into that space shuttle, buckle up your seatbelts, and put on your psychic caps. Now, Ariana has been in our faces for a number of years, for about 20 years, and she's only in her 21, or no, she's 31, 32, something like that. Anyway, she's been in our faces for 20 years at least. She started quite young. She started 8 years old doing shows on carnivals and gatherings and stuff like that. And she has sold 90 million records. So she's quite a success herself. However, her personal life has taken quite a hit lately. Is everybody buckled up? Got your seatbelts on? Now, we get a lot of people, when somebody has worked their entire youth, their entire childhood, it's very, very hard for most people to understand what it is like to be employed at that young age and not having that responsibility. And it makes her quite a unique person. Unique. I mean, and I didn't know too. She was so tiny. She's only 5 feet at 5 feet 1 inch height. For the name of Grande, that's quite theatrical, isn't it? Anyway, the point of the matter is she's been in this movie lately, which is a kind of like a sequence or a takeoff from The Wizard of Oz, which as a child she has often played and sang in that musical. Now, the latest gossip is the fact that she has her personal life. Now, her personal life comes from a lot of trauma. We do remember in 2017 when she was doing a concert, someone decided to have some negative, sick sport, ended up killing 22 people and injuring hundreds. Now, that must have been an awful thing to have to experience, of course. You can just imagine. It was in Manchester, England, which she was extremely traumatized. So, I mean, she's had like, and we don't know too, like a lot of times people think about music, you get up there, you do your music. It's also like kind of like a ritual, kind of it's a show. It's a show that can be used in a lot of ways. I mean, think of like Carly Kardashian's husband, his AstroTurf, his Astro World thing. So I mean, there's lots of like mysteries and lots of things. So we can always say that like she's a professional, yes, but she has also had her share of controversy and heartbreak. But let's find out now. Is she now? She's been involved with this Ethan Slater for about a year plus, and he has abandoned his long-standing girlfriend slash wife baby for a Ariana's charms. Now, what do you think about that? I mean, there's a little baby who never knew his daddy and mommy were together. And yes, how can you compare childhood sweetheart, high school girlfriend to a superstar? All these things, all these things. But the point is, and his Slater's ex-wife, Lily, she wrote, she documented her struggles of being a single mother and going through a pregnancy and having to divorce the father of her baby's daddy. And it was how painful it was. And that strike a chord with a lot of women and a lot of men too, and a lot of people, because to be abandoned by your birth daddy is so publicly is a lot to swallow. And then you take Ariana's dealing with her past performance. Yes, she's a product of divorce, 8 years old, and she's the union marriage is kind of, I would say, different. I mean, it's not like she doesn't have that warm nucleus to, like many of us don't have that, but she doesn't either have it. So she doesn't have those kind of, she's a different type of values, a different type of glue. And it's also word out that can Ariana stay with Ethan? Can she stay with him? And if the fans are that animate against, because she's a wholesome good girl, I'm a success, and I can handle all this and that. However, she's broken up the family, and for what? For what? From a guy who plays a munchkin. Now, Ariana, let's just see. We're going to ask the spirits, is this relationship doomed? Both professionally, will fans not go to the movie, The Wicked, her latest film, which she stars with Ethan? Will fans abandon it because it doesn't give them, because they just don't want to feed that kind of vice? So let's take, it is different. I mean, to flaunt yourself, to have your ego so big. Of course, she has done quite a bit. At the same time, humility is something that is treasured, something that is praiseworthy. Does she have it? As I said, I understand her trauma of working since she was a child, and all the things that she has done. But does that give her the carte blanche to do whatever she feels like? And there's word out too that she's looking for another substitute, another person who happens to be also similarly engaged. Can she stay with one person? Can she like live with the breakup of that family, her fans? She is fan orientated, right? She is. She is. All right, so let's see. Is that relationship doomed? Will people not, let's see, will people not go to that movie because she broke up the family? Well, let's just get some feeling about how she operates. All right, here's 4 cards here. Now, the first thing we get is the 7 of Cups. The 7 of Cups. It's almost as though we see having to ascribe to ideals that you yourself would like to possess, but you don't possess. You see this retro card? The Seven of Cups. You see the figure over here and almost paying homage to the idealistic, this person that these two are related, but this is what I want to be, but this is what I'm not. So it's almost as though don't do as I do, but do as I say. In other words, she's still climbing and seeking, climbing and seeking. That's a person who's climbing and seeking the Seven of Cups. And we have an upside down, inverted Ace of Wands. Since, the Ace of Wands, hot idea, good idea. But when we have the reverse, it becomes a snake pit. The opposite, like quicksand. It becomes a quicksand thing. The Seven of Cups, and we have an upside down Ace of Wands. It's like creeping slowly, 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 being quicksand, and it's becoming dissolved. So it doesn't look very good so far. So far, it's like, this is not working out. This is making me look bad, type of thing, right? This is not working out. So, let's see, stand up there. Now, the next card we have is the Lovers. The Lovers. Isn't that exactly what we're talking about? Is it real love, or it was convenient? It was convenient because I need you now. Not that I need you forever, but I need you now. And that's not a basis for continuance, is it? I need you now. I want you because I need you. I need you and I want you. I don't know. It's just twisted. Anyway, we're talking about the Lovers, and it just doesn't seem that she and Ethan, Ariana and Ethan, have like a good basis. They both started as cheats. They both like broke up families. And here we have the Page of Wands. And ironically, we have the flame looking elsewhere. We have the figure, an idea of looking for elsewhere, of just getting out of this situation. So I would say from the Seven of Cups, this inverted Ace of Wands, and I would see from the Lovers that it's not working out. And someone is going to just say, oh, it didn't happen. I was misguided, and 1,000 apologies. I'm sorry for breaking up your family. So, but I doubt it. Well, I don't doubt, but it doesn't seem like that she is really a match made. Like this is a match made in heaven. This was something spur of the moment. That happened because it was more, how do you say it? More, it was needy. It was like for the moment. It was for the moment. It catered. It was selfish. Okay? This was a selfish act. And a relationship built on selfishness, people smell it. People smell it, and it doesn't go anywhere. So let's see now. What can we look into this thing? Shall we look into the Page of Wands? Since this is the getaway card, I'm out of here. The Page of Wands. My passion lies elsewhere. I would say right now, Ariana is the type of woman who thrives on her work. Her work. And she'll do whatever she has to do because she's trained that way to keep her work fluid, her talent alive. And I think that Ethan, with his ex-wife, who is rather articulate, and the child, is just too much baggage. Too much baggage. She can admit failure. She can admit failure and hightail it out of here. But however, let's look at the Page of Wands. Let's just take a quick dive into the Page of Wands. this card here, and which one shall we say? Let's take these two cards. All right. Now, here we have the Page of Cups, trying to rebuild her emotional. The Page of Wands, getting out of here, is to rebuild her emotional self-worth, her emotional image. I am wholesome, I am good, and I'm sorry. And she's doing working amends. In Ariana style. Here we have the Six of Pentacles. And here we have the King, and we have a follower trying to get amends, retribution, or just penance. Yeah, she's going to do something to make herself look better. That's what she's trying to figure out. How do I do this? I can go to my fans and admit in my actions, not exactly in my words. And Ariana's actions are usually just like, bankrolling something. Here we have the Seven of Wands, and it isn't going to be easy. I'd say that film of hers is going to take a hit because the more people that think about, why should I keep on? They're disappointed. They're disappointing in Ariana. She has to make amends and something. She has to take the high road, and she's trying to figure what it is, and the fans are hating her for what she's done. And she's also beating up on herself, but Ariana knows she's been through a lot in her short years. She knows that what she does. She knows what she does and how she does it. And it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy, which is probably why she's having her hand held by a fellow co-star through the promotional appearances of the film to try and get a little sympathy, a little like, it's me. I've been here for 20 years. I've done this. And, I've been working since I was a kid. All right. So I'm not perfect, but that's still something that she has to do. Now, the Lovers. I think it's self-explanatory. Ariana and Ethan. And she can't fill the image. She's only human. However, she could be more gracious, and that's what she's going to strive to do. So look for a change. Look for a change. And the fizzle, the juice, the fuel out of the relationship, she's just going through the motions. She's just going through the motions because she has a film out. But I say that relationship is doomed. Do I say? And I also say that until she does a 180, the real the box office, the real figures, she's not going to get a good how do you say it? A good not recommendation, good reviews until she changes her selfishness and stops thinking about me. Both of them are too selfish, and even the little child. I mean, it's rather pathetic, isn't it? It's rather pathetic. We don't want to support someone who is espousing those kind of values, do we? Or do we not? Do we not care? Yes, we do care because we're sick and tired of. Well, the public is sick and tired of like beast. And Ariana, you are talented, you are brilliant, but you acted like a beast. And I know you will admit it in your actions. So that's what's happening right now. She fell short. She feels it, and he's gone. She's going off to something other, and she's going to fight her way back to the public's heart. She'll do whatever she has to do, and we will forgive her. We will forgive her, of course, because I mean, I'm only human. I'm only human, and she is human, right? How are you? Hi, Isha. How's everything? How's my favorite Cancer doing? How's my favorite Cancer? Yeah. I would say that Ariana has a lot of things to do. She's been fine. I mean, she got herself into something, and she's going to she's liberating herself from the on the personal level first. And it's important not to rock the boat too much because she has a project that's like getting reviews. And you know, good. That's good. Yeah, so I mean, it's very hard for us as the public to watch things with people that have values that, I mean, on one part of us could give two beans, but we know, but at the same time, it's like, let's not be hypocrites anymore. Let's just like, we can want, I mean, she's so talented. She's so, she just represents so much eagerness and so much joy that she's just getting bogged down with superfluous whims. And we understand it's only in 2017 was not that long ago. And it's still painful to watch those nightmares she must be having, even though I'm sure she's like, in therapy for it. Still, I mean, it's very, very hard, but please regain your kernel. I'm just asking her to regain, and we are asking her to regain the kernel of your emotionality and just be the sweet person that you really, really are. And we understand life is hard. A lot of things, curveballs are thrown our way. And sometimes, we're not always very strong. But we count on her resilience to do something better. Right? Okay. All right. So that's what I see for Ariana. Ariana Grande, who she has warmed the hearts of many, many people. And another thing is interesting too, that concert she did with those people dying, 22 people and hundreds injured. That was also about that person that did that beast who did that scene. He said that was in retaliation for the U.S. involvement in Syria, the Syrian civil wars. You see, things have consequences, which is once again Ariana, for it could be the princess of peace. She could advocate peace in a troubled area. Peace, since she's had firsthand view of the carnage that has happened in front of her eyes at her concert, that she could at least be espousing peace, the necessity of peaceful negotiation and the end of war for real estate wars, right? That's what we can hope for her. And maybe she can jump on this peace movement, and we would thoroughly see a new side of her that we haven't seen in a while. All right. So, does anybody have anything to add about Ariana? I mean, are you going to go see her movie? Are you going to patronize her at this point? And are you going to advocate for her? As I said, I'm waiting to see a turnaround. I'm waiting to see her advocate something else. Not to be so much I, me, because a lot of people, a lot of theater, a lot of talented people have a lot of power, a lot of visibility, and advocating peace and good relationships is really the thing that we as an audience really, really need. We really, really need not just like fantasy and stuff like that, but actually something that puts more, action, reaction, and solutions in our faces and in our sights. We can go. When's the last time you seen an actress who you went, wow, I really love this woman. She's just like so stellar. It's been a while, hasn't it? Not that we're saying that you have to be a saint or a holy person or even a creature of light, but you can kind of like scrub up your image a bit, right? You can scrub it up. And that's what we're asking Ariana Grande to do. Scrub up. and take your place. Trying to find your goal. Yeah, we all have a goal. And it's very hard when you see people who get like, they're on film, they're on records, they're on television, and they're like talking smack, just talking, blah, 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 blah. But they're not like really like how they're doing it. I mean, I really think we should put, like, if you're going to be a performance artist, at least try try to do the right thing. Try to make yourself something that is, gee, I want to be like, something more than just a selfish person, something more than just a home wrecker, something more. That's all I'm asking. Be like, try and be something. Then why don't you just sit and write poems and just, put out a book of poetry once a year, right? About failed relationships or something. I mean, I myself I'm in for like something different, something new, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who wants more. I want more. I want some substance that I can say, wow, that's great, that's really great. All right. So if anybody doesn't have any more questions, I'm going to leave and instruct my listeners to, let's say we've been to Ariana's planet and it's time to leave her because she has a lot of work to do. She has a lot of work to do. Look at these retro cards. Aren't they cool? These cards are like, let me see how old. These cards are like 50 years old. Look at them. Isn't that interesting? That's interesting. I think it's interesting. These vibrations. These cards have recently come down to me. I find them different. And in fact, even the way the drawing is, the clothing, it's a slightly different meaning. Slightly different meaning on some of it's different. It's just different. And kind of like old world. It's old world. You can't get too much older when you deal in retro. Right? Yeah, they are nice. I mean, they are nice. Look at the Ten of Pentacles. Interesting, isn't it? Six of Cups. I mean, she actually has clothes on. And it's interesting. Very interesting. All right, so if anybody would like a reading or anything like that, or anything in particular, you can ask me now, because I will be going shortly to some other planet, some other trip, because we have a lot to go through and a lot to explore. So many things happening. We want to end 2024 and find out where we're going in 2025. Yes. And all right, so I'm going to go and thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. And goodbye, my dear friend, my dear Cancer. Elesia, I will speak to you again. Until the next time we take our trip to some other planet, some other subject. Until then, thank you very much. Bye.